hope you are doing great. Thanks to Stuart, our personal development, transformational speaker. And he has transformed a lot of people's life. And today, I'm going to interview him about reading. One of the great tools to help us feeling like we are growing every day, and feeling growing is one of the most important factors to feel fulfilled in life, I believe. So, do you read a lot? I believe yes. So the question is not like why should we read? Maybe everyone know, and how can we read every day? And yeah, do you have any like advice?
Sure. Yeah. So, do I read every day? Yes, I read every day. I read something every day. I'm a firm believer that we need to be reading something powerful, something inspiring and motivating every day. We need to be studying every day. We need, if we really do want to grow, like Jen's saying, if we want to grow, we want to develop, we want to, and really that's what we're doing. We're always growing. We're either busy growing or busy dying. So we should be growing. We should be expanding our horizons. We should be expanding our thinking. One of the greatest ways of doing that is to be reading inspirational material. Now me, as a personal development speaker and coach, what I do is I read personal development books. I read some of the classics, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, Science of Getting Rich by Wallace Wattles, and going back a little bit further, perhaps Charles Harnell's course on the Master Keys to Success, some of my favourites. But my mentor, Bob Proctor, who's been a personal development leader in the United States for over 40 years, he's been reading Think and Grow Rich every day since 1961.
That is what I was going to ask. Like, you know your topic, personal development in your case, as Stuart has shared, and then you know which book you are going to read. Should we read over and over again? And that's interesting sharing that you read every day Think and Grow Rich, because I believe like he reading with different distinction?
Yeah.
Or what there is a reason?
Yeah, so the reason for it is that when you read the same book again, if it's a really good, powerful book, you read it, you read the same words, you read the same chapters, nothing changes in the book, but what happens is something changes in you.
Yeah.
You see it differently, you see something you never saw the first time. And it's an indication, or it's a way of growing, because if you keep reading the same material, and it's powerful material, it sinks into the subconscious mind, it sinks deep into the mind, and the subconscious starts to use it, starts to understand what the message is in the book, and causes you to grow and perceive things differently. So when you see things differently, you see what's in the book differently, and it takes you to a new level of understanding.
Yeah.
That's the only reason we want to read, is to get more understanding, because the biggest problem in life today is ignorance. Ignorance being a lack of knowledge. The only way to get knowledge is through study. There are many ways of studying, but the best way of studying, I think, is to read powerful, inspiring books. And the more you read, the more you understand. The higher your level of understanding, the more you get from the next reading of the same book. Now, I wouldn't read the same book every day and only read one book. I'd be reading one book and another one as well.
Yes, powerful message, because as you share, like we start reading for understanding it first, and we understand at different level, and then subconsciously we're gonna take action, right? And after reading book, what like next? So the next is about taking action upon it if it's really helpful.
Yeah, it inspires us to take action. The more we understand that we are capable of doing more. And that's the benefit of reading and studying. Tony Robbins' book, The Giant Within, great book, read it many, many years ago. I'd like to read it again. But because I see something different in it. And you get inspired to take action, which is what we're really about. It's about learning more about ourselves so that we can become more, do more, and have more.
So how can we read every day? Can you give like 3 tips maybe? Because that is something like, I think for myself, I struggle to keep reading every day a lot of time. Even there's some day I feel like so like motivated to read like even 10 books, but I never actually finished 10 books. But then there's some day I didn't really even read anything, because we always like have something to do. We feel like we're really committed, but we're not really. So how you can keep reading every day, at least like even like 10 minutes?
It doesn't have to be an hour, 2 hours of reading, getting to the end of a book. You don't even have to finish a book. All you're doing is having maybe a selection of books nearby, and you select one, and you read for 10 minutes, or 15 minutes, or 25, whatever time you have. But a good thing would be to read the same time every day. Maybe get up half an hour earlier, a quarter of an hour earlier, so that you do read, making it a habit. It can't be haphazard. It needs to become a habit.
Right.
So you need to decide, make a decision. You're going to read, you're going to study, you're going to learn more, and choose a good time to do it. So today, you should know what your best reading time is tomorrow. And you should know whether you're giving yourself 10 minutes or 2 hours tomorrow. And you should know which books you're probably going to choose from.
Wow. So basically, like, make it really clear what you are going to read, and you have like curriculum for that. It's like you go to school, you have to go to that time and study that. So why don't you do it for yourself? Yeah, that's powerful sharing.
Yeah.
Because you have the time and you have the book. You just like wake up and just do it. Yeah?
And you know you get the benefits from it. And if you can get yourself to start reading,
Right.
once you get into it, you're enjoying it, you've chosen a book you like, you're enjoying it, you find you read a little bit longer, and you don't want to put it down.
Yep. I saw a lot of people, they go to coffee shop with a book. I think that's like the way they feel relaxed and understand more about themselves, at the same time learn a lot. Also a good way, right? Going to a coffee shop. Don't bring any laptop, don't bring any phone.
No social media. This is
That's
book time.
Yeah. Have you done it before?
Sure, yeah. Coffee shops are great places to go and sit and read, comfortable, out of the way, different environments. So you're not distracted by your regular environment, you're somewhere else. It makes your mind disconnect from your regular life. It gives you a different place to do it, which is a good thing as well. And just, an atmosphere in which you enjoy reading. Because the thing I really want to say is, decide you're going to enjoy it.
Right.
Decide that this is something you will enjoy, and you will find that after a while you enjoy it, and you miss it if you're not doing it.
Yep.
Decision.
Wow. So another question: how can you make the best out of reading? Should we take note, as a lot of people are doing, or any other ways? What do you think? What is your way?
Yes, I certainly highlight passages, and then sometimes I'll go back to a favourite passage and just read 3 or 4 highlighted passages. I also have a notebook in which I'll take some key passages, phrases, quotes that I've read and transfer them to a notebook, and I'll sometimes just read the notebook.
Oh yeah.
But it's also, what am I going to do with this information?
Yep.
So Napoleon Hill, here's one just out of Think and Grow Rich. Whatever your mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. It becomes part of my way of living then. I adapt that, I adopt it rather, and live from that theory. So I'm looking for ideas, I'm looking for good ideas that I can use to empower, motivate, and move me forward.
Yes.
And I transfer those from the book into one of my own notebooks that I use for that purpose.
So all the things you have read actually it become part of yourself, and actually motivate you and to connect you with the highest self, I think, and take a bigger action. And bigger is another way. Like a lot of friends, they doing videos, and they also create like one-page summaries of that, and they share. That's also a good way. Take away from people and sharing, also the way to take action upon it and to grow together. If we already know what is the topic we want to read, and should we read another topic also?
Yeah, so it's like I said earlier, you want to be reading a book that pretty much every day that you know is going to inspire you, and you know that there's more depth to it, but you also want to be looking for other material as well to bring different ideas into your mind. You don't want to be just stuck with the same material. So you do want to explore, but depends what field you're reading in, what your objective is, what it is you're looking to find out. You know, it's about knowledge, it's about understanding. What don't you know that you'd like to know? I mean, there's so much material out there. We should be looking at different subject matter, different fields. But ultimately, it's what are you up to in life? What are you building? And what's the best thing to read to help you build it?
Focus, So this like really focus, because you want to get the best out of what you read. So focus could be very important. So the question is like, nowadays there's so many like sources of information, like you said, and somebody like suggests we should not read the newspaper, because newspapers has a lot of different information and normally like really advertising. What do you think?
So I was a journalist for 30 years. The media has changed a lot. I tend to skim the headlines and think I understand what the story is about. Look, newspapers are a very small, tiny snapshot of the reality we live in. They cannot possibly deliver everything.
Yep.
So do you need to read the newspapers? No. Do you need to be aware of what's going on in the world? Yes. But it's a choice as to what's your source material.
Right.
What do you want to perceive? Because newspapers perceive reality in their own particular way.
Right.
It's not the truth, it's perception of the truth.
Mm-hmm.
So what is it you want to be informed about? What is it you're up to in the world? Then you find the best sources of that information.
Yeah, so it means that we need to have our own filter of any information come to us, and any information that we hear and we choose, we need to be selective, and we need to really filter it to make sure not taking all of those information and then we're going to end up like overwhelmed and probably distracted and not doing anything.
Yeah.
Okay. And sorry, you are a journalist. You're talking about no reading newspapers anymore. Wow. That's the last question, because I remember like one of my friends, he's talk about he wants to be a writer, as I'm working on to be a writer also, and he told me like you should read a lot of books about how to write, and I feel like I don't really enjoy reading how to write book. I'm more enjoying reading the book about the thing that I kept like writing. So what do you think?
I think you could probably read too many books about how to. I think it's worth reading one book on how to write, and maybe reading that book a few times to remind you that you can and why you can. But then the better material for a writer is every other book.
Yeah.
It's fiction and non-fiction. It's many different writers
real...
until you can find your style. But reading lots of books on how to write, you don't need to. You can write. What you need to do is practice writing.
Yes. Okay.
Be a writer. You can read forever about how to, but if you're not practicing doing the thing you want to become, then there's no point in reading the how to.
Yes. Thank you for this wonderful message, because I think that stuck a lot of people about taking action. Keep reading about how to do it and actually never live into that person you want to become.
Never become the person that you're learning how to become. The only way you become the person you're learning to become is to do it.
Yep.
Reading about it doesn't make you a writer. I think one of the greatest pieces of advice I got when I was asking about being a writer was simply, I was saying I wasn't writing the book that I wanted to write, and the advice, the coaching was, well, writers write.
Yes.
Writers don't read books about how to write, writers write.
Yeah, write every day. Even one sentence.
Learn to write by writing,
yes.
not by reading how to write.
And there's one quote, you probably remember the guy who said that we don't need to wait until we're great to start, but we start to be great.
We don't get great till we start to be great.
Yeah. So that's why. What are the messages today for you guys? Yeah, keep reading every day and pick your topic and focus on it and keep reading, making your schedule maybe 10 minutes, 30 minutes, no matter what, you're gonna read every day. And you're gonna take note, you're gonna take action upon it, or subconsciously you're gonna take action by reading it over and over again. And action is the most important thing, my friend. So see you in the next videos with the big achievement from your action from today. Thank you, Stewart.
You're welcome.